a successory card that I got back on February 25th, 2012. So this is about 9 years old. This is not quite a decade. It says achieve. Unless you do something beyond what you've already mastered, you will never grow. That's kind of the message on the front. But I wanted to share with you this message from Peter that he sent to me. He said, Van, was reviewing my files and came across this 2011 Q2 business goal form, which he included in the card here. Wanted to encourage you to make sure all your key leaders complete something like this in detail each quarter. Then you want to review each one to make sure their plans align with their goals and the goals you've set for Protect One Family. If not, you need to help them make adjustments to their plan. What form you use is less important than being sure you have each person complete this exercise each quarter, and then you review them in detail. Be sure to have a real-time tracking system in place so that you can see exactly what your business needs to focus on at all times. Peter, P.S. Pump up those recruiting numbers to get on a plus compared to 2011. Apparently, year to date, I was behind on my recruiting, kind of like I am right now, 9 years later. So we'll change that. But you can kind of tell Peter had some good old Dr. Chicken Scratch on there. But what you might see, I don't know if you can tell, but every time it says you, he underlined it. So he meant you. You get it done. You're the owner. You're the driver on this. And guys, I want to share a similar message with you guys. Track yourself, set goals, have a real-time tracking system. And you leaders, guys, make sure that you are sitting down with your each of your agents and reviewing those with them and making sure they're on track. Guys, we're beyond the halfway point. I'm hoping that we've had some mid-quarter reviews already because we're well past the mid-quarter. We haven't. Call up your manager and ask him if you can set up a mid-quarter review early next week and see where you are, where you can pull out your personal sales goals and your team goals, and let's fill in the numbers and see where we are and what needs to happen the last 5 weeks. This is week 8. Okay, this is the last week of the February sales month. Next month, March, is our 5-week month for the quarter. So we should all be winning bonuses because we got the extra week in there. But again, we got 8 down, 5 to go. It's just a little bit over halfway. Let's check and see where we are, make the necessary adjustments, and achieve like crazy in that 5-week month. So guys, here we are getting to the meat and potatoes of today's Zoom. Want to teach you guys a little bit about your account. Okay, I was thinking about this after I said, I'm like, that's kind of a weird one for Wednesday of a train more week. It's not really a rah-rah, get fired up. But you know what? I like to zig when they zag. I like to go the opposite. So we're going to talk a little bit about accounts today and how your account works. Anybody ever wonder how that really does work? How do they come up with how much I get paid? And how does that thing eventually flip and where I get this extra check on the 15th every month that Kyle was telling me about? Well, I'm fixing to tell you right now, guys. So here we go. Guys, there are 2 forms of commissions in our business. There are first year commissions, and that's the commissions that you earn in your first 12 months. Okay. Anybody know what percentage advance we get on those first year commissions? Looking for one person to answer.
60.
That's right, it's 60. Unless we requested a lower amount, it's 60%. And one of the only reasons we'd collect a lower amount would be if you either you had a low A to T ratio, we had higher than average cancellations. We've had people go on 50% advances and stuff like that before. Don't really have much of that issue going on right now, but that'd be one reason. Another reason would be if the agent said, Van, I'd like for my account to flip faster. Why don't you put me on a 40% or a 50% advance? That will force me to sell more to keep my cash flow the same, but more will be staying to pay my account down as opposed to receiving in advances. You can do that, guys, if you ever were wanting to. It kind of puts you in a situation where you got to go out and produce more, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The second form of commissions are renewal commissions, or also known as residual commissions. Those actually are what you earn on every policy that's active, that's starting in the 13th month of the policy's life. So if you were to sell a policy, as you all will today, here in February, you'll get first year commissions from February 2021 through January of 2022. And starting next February, you'll get your renewal percentage. Okay. So everybody clear so far? Perfect. Guys, there are two ways now to collect commissions, okay? One, the first way is the way that most people get, and that is through commission advances. We get 60% up front, which is roughly a 7-month advance. Guys, if you take 7 months and divide it by 12 months, you'll see that 7 months is 58.33333% of a year. Company round that up and just said 60%. So you're basically getting just a smidge over 7 months advance. Why do you get that? Because so you can have enough cash flow. If you sell a policy that costs $100 a month and you make a 30% commission, that means you made 30 bucks on that policy for that month. But if you went out and sold 5, which would be a solid first week, 30 bucks times 5 policies would only cash flow you $150. And most people in 2021 need more than $150 a week to make their budget, to make their bills. So the company will pay you roughly 7 of those months, and 7 times 150 is like 1,050. And most people can, at least at the beginning, make things work on, you know, 900, 1,000 bucks a month. So, excuse me, per week. So you get 7 months of commissions up front. And guys, it is important that we are charged a 5% simple interest on the account balances monthly. Okay. So in the course of a year, if you had $20,000 that just sat on your family heritage account all year and it stayed at exactly 20,000 throughout the year, you would pay $1,000 of interest. That's 5% of 20,000. Okay. It's never quite that easy because it kind of moves and throughout the year. But if you had a $10,000 account, you'd pay 500 bucks for the year, about 40 bucks a month. Okay. That interest, guys, you can request that at the end of the year to find out how much interest you paid out. It'll also tell you on your statement of accounts, and you can write that interest off as a tax deductible business expense. Just good for you to know, because it's not just what we earn, but it's what we actually keep and save that's important too. The other way to get paid, guys, are as earned commissions, where we just receive a monthly, you get your commissions monthly as the premiums are paid by your client. Okay. A lot of people here, I think Kyle, I know I'm paid that way, Brian, several people, once you've been here a while and your account flips, you just get paid monthly. Okay. One big fat check, which is kind of cool. And that sustains you throughout the rest. Just to give you guys kind of a visual to help you conceptualize how your account works. This is a 24-month example, so 2-year example, and there's 3 things on here. One are your is your advances, one is your account balance, and one is your earnings. So the yellow on here, these are your account, these are your advances that you get. So the advances equal cash flow, money in your account. Your account balance, that is how much money that, you know, how much you have taken as a loan. Understand that, guys, when you have an account, you owe the company the account balance. Okay. However, when you write good business, your account balance will pay itself off because your clients that you sold policies to will continue paying their premium. And when they do, they effectively pay down your account balance. Okay. Once they've paid 7 months back, okay, they've taken care of the advance you got. Now, payment 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 and beyond goes to pay your account balance down. Okay. The third thing are your earnings in your account. Okay. This is how much you're actually earning. So guys, on your advances, let's tackle that first. That's the yellow line. Okay. This makes a couple of assumptions, and I want to share with you the assumptions here. Assume that your average policy is $900 of premium, and you're welcome to write this down or screenshot it or whatever you want to, guys. But it assumes $900 is your average transaction. It assumes you're selling 20 transactions per month. You're starting at a 30% commission, and you're on that for basically 2 months. Okay. And then you're on a 35% commission for the next 3 months. And then after that, you're on a 40% commission. Is that exactly how it would play out? Probably not, but that's okay. That's not that important. We've had people come in here and get their first raise to 35% after 3 weeks. Okay. And we would encourage all of you guys that are new to do the same. All right. So these are just a few assumptions right there. So when you're selling at that level, that means your first 2 months, your advances coming in are a little bit over $3,000 per month. selling at that level. Okay. After 2 months, you get a raise to 35%. So now your cash flow, even though your sales stay the same, 20 transactions per month, 5 per week, your cash flow is going up a little bit. It looks like about 3,300 per month. Okay. And then after about 3 months, you get another jump to 40%. And now you're making a lot closer to like 4,300 per month. Okay. And it kind of levels off because it assumes you're just at 40% right here. And again, it wouldn't stay at 40% if you kept selling at that level. It would go to 45 and then 50, but just bear with me here. Second part is your account. As you're taking these advances, guys, your account, you will see it will all of a sudden you'll get an account statement and go, oh, it's 1,200, it's 1,400 bucks, it's $3,000, whatever it is. And that will, for the period of about a year, it will continue to grow. As long as you're writing good business, okay, that's sticking on the books, with it, by the end of your first year, it should have crested and will start to decrease. Okay. We'll talk about some things that can make a person have an account for a longer period of time. And ideally, you'd like to avoid those things, but sometimes it's necessary to help build your business. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But your account will increase for a period of time, 9, 10, 12 months. And then eventually right here, as your commissions start to, right here, you kind of see where your earnings, right here, your earnings continue to rise. And I'll show you an illustration here in a second. But as your earnings, because you put more policies on the books and more people are paying premiums, right around month 8 or so, your earnings become larger than your advances. And when that happens, every month you have additional monies going in to pay your account down. So that's why right here around month 8 is where it crests and starts to decrease, because your blue line here, the earnings are more than your weekly and monthly advances, the yellow line, and it starts to decrease.
Okay? Hey, Van, hey, this is Mary Lou. I'm sorry, I can't see your screen. I can see you, but I can't see your screen.
Oh gosh, okay. I thought you guys were all looking at my screen. Okay.
We are.
No, I can see it.
We can see it.
Oh, good. So then, Mary Lou,
you might just need to swipe over.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, everybody.
There you go. Hey, teamwork makes the dream work. We just taught a little lesson right there inside of a lesson. That's bonus time for you. So guys, this is how an account works. So again, this is assuming that once you get to 40%, these last, 16 months or so, you're at 40%. Again, we've established that you would go up to 45 and go up to 50, which would actually make this crest and go down even sooner. But that is how an account works. Okay. There's 3 different moving parts in it. And if you don't completely 100% grasp this concept on the first 3 minutes of seeing this, that's okay. It took me a dozen times to start to kind of even try to sort of start to get it. So that's why you want to look at this stuff pretty often. But guys, any questions on this slide before I move forward? Awesome. So, oops, let me go next one. So guys, here is that was a very big macro look, a 30,000 look at that. This is a micro look. Okay, we're getting down on individual policies right here. So this is how you get paid. Okay, so the first year, your average premium will be about 900 bucks per year. Okay, of annual premium. Guys, if your annual premium sale right now, if you go look at it and take your total policy sold and take your total premium and divide your total premium by policies, it'll give you an average transaction or average policy. If that's 330 bucks, you need to get with your team leader and talk about showing the elite policy. You may be doing something like going, hey, here's the 4 prices. Which one works best for you? Well, the cheap one does. And they're always going to go for that one. So be sure that you're closing on the elite because guys, it's just the right thing to do. Not just for you to make more money, but for the client. I mean, if they can afford it, they should get all the coverage that they can get, because when they need it, they're going to need it. Okay. You want to see, I was having a conversation with a newer rep yesterday. You want to see someone get upset. Instead of selling them 1 elite policy, go sell them 4 base policies. Same premium, but they're paying that chunk, and then they're going to think that when they have a claim, they should get a large chunk. But when they have a base policy and they get a small amount, now you got to do some backpedaling and explain to them why that broken leg just paid them, $650 bucks. So always better to sell 1 elite policy than 4 standard or base policies on a transaction. You'll present to 5. We actually recommend 6 per day. and 25 to 30 per week. And we'll teach you to close a minimum of 20%. Now, guys, if you look at this, I'll pause here for a second. If you go look at your closing percentage on the stat site, and your closing percentage is not yet 20%, then that means you're not going to close a sale by doing 5 in a day. Okay. If your closing percentage is more like 15 to 18, 16%, it means you're closing 1 in 6. So just be smart. Know what your metrics are, know what your closing percentage is, and just make sure you do enough effort that you can close 1 a day, period. Pretty simple. If your closing percentage is 12%, 100 divided by 12 is like 8.3. That means you need to do 8 demos to close a sale. So you want to have that up at around 20% or more, or else you're going to have to do a whole lot of work to make a sale. So we'll teach you to close 20%. You will earn commission for every sale in the first year, and you'll be advanced 7 months up front, which we've established already. So when you're starting, here's what your cash flow looks like at 30%. $900 of premium. That's $75 per month. 75 times 12 is $900 of annual premium. 30% of that is $270, and you'll receive all of that in the first year. You're going to be advanced, though, 60% of that $270, like in 2 days, and that is $162. That's what you get up front. The remaining $108, that will be paid in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th month, about $20 or so per month. Okay. So selling 1 a day when you're brand new at 30%, $162 per. You do 5 of them in a 5-day work week. That's $810 of cash flow that you can count on coming in from 5 transactions. Okay. That's $38,880 of cash flow. But the actual earnings, and I apologize, it's kind of small, but I'll read it to you. The actual earnings on that are $53,136. Does anybody know why your cash flow and your actual earnings are different?
I mean, is it because of like what you get paid up front on the back end?
Yeah, because you're getting advances, guys. You're only getting 60%. So there's only 1 month out of the year where you get all the commissions paid to you in that same year. Anybody want to guess which month that is? It's already over.
January.
January. Good job, Chase. Yeah, it's January, because that you sell it in January, you get in January through July advanced to you up front, but then August, you're going to get that $21 when that client makes that $75 payment. And then September, October, November, December, you have that coming in. If your account's clear, you'll see it in your checking account. If your account hasn't cleared yet, you're going to see it being a credit towards your family heritage account, making the balance go down. Okay. So yeah, you make a sale in December, you're getting a 7-month advance, but my gosh, the only month that counts for that year is December. Everything else, the next 11 months comes in the next year. So hopefully that makes some sense. If you sell 2 a day, guys, that's going to increase your cash flow to $324 per day, 5 days a week at $1,620 per week. And 3 a day, guys, is $486, almost $500 a day, $2,430 per week. That is $116,000 of cash flow. It's just shy of $160,000 of actual earnings. Pretty exciting. This does not include any residual income. That's just first year income. Okay. Now, guys, you guys that are new, I want you to understand, you get a raise. Okay. You get a raise in this business when you hit certain waypoints. Can anybody tell the new folks when they get their first raise?
25,000.
That's right, at $25,000 in premium. So guys, if you don't have a copy of this career track, get one from your manager. They have it. This will let you know it's hard to win a race if you don't know where the finish line is, right? So know that you're at 30% now, but as soon as you get to 25,000 in premium, which is about 25 to 30 policies, transactions, okay, then you get the raise to 35%, which I'll explain that here in a second. Once you sell an additional $50,000 of premium, an additional $25,000 in premium, total $50,000 for your career, then you go to 40%. There's actually a shortcut on that too, which your manager can explain, but that's 1 TQS. We actually had a person recently take that shortcut. It's kind of like, you guys remember Candyland or Chutes and Ladders, where you could go, you hit a number, and if you land on where the ladder is or the slide, you can just take a shortcut. This the training new people that you recruited to win the quick start bonus is your shortcut. Okay. Casey Fine actually about 4 weeks ago, had to train Brooke Throckmorton in her first week out of Sales Academy because the normal sales trainer was sick, unable to get out there and do that. So she said, well, let's go. And she trained Brooke they sold her about $3,000 in premium. The minimum is $2,500 for quick start bonus. She also worked more than 30 hours, did more than 20 demos, all that good stuff in that shortened week. And you guys that are new too, this week, 30 hours work from here to the end, 20 demos given, get your game plan written up for the rest of this week today, and then get your stats posted each night. And you can win what's called the beast mode bonus. It's 250 cash as long as you sell over 2,500 this week. So go for it. Want to see you win that. But train one person to quick start, and you can go ahead and jump up to 40%. So it just so happened that Casey hit the very next week, hit 50,000 in personal sales. So it was like a 1 week jump ahead. But this is the next one's training two more to quick start, and she can go ahead and jump up to 45%, which will be pretty key because Brooke's hot on her tail, trying to catch up and get to 40% herself. So guys, understand where your raises come from. Okay, this is important stuff to understand. Whoops. Okay, where did the document that I just had disappear to? Okay. Hold on, guys. Sometimes I lose things on these. Oh, here we go. How your account works. It's right here. It's right here. So guys, as soon as you get to 35%, now the exact same $975 a month or $900 annual sale, now instead of making 270, you're making 315. It's an extra 45 bucks of annual income. Okay. Now you're 60% up front. Instead of being 162, it's 189. That's an extra 27 bucks on the front end. So now selling 5, instead of cash flowing 810, you're cash flowing 945. When you sell 2 a day, 10 a week, instead of cash flowing 1,620 a week, you're cash flowing 1,890. And when you get ambitious and go ahead and sell 3 a day, which a lot of people do, a lot of people selling 15 policies a week out there, you are going to have 3 a day is 567 bucks per day, about an $80 per day raise, times 5 days is 2,835 per week. That's about a $400 weekly raise. Not too shabby. So again, reviewing first year commissions, you get a 60% advance, which is roughly 7 months up front. And this is really important, guys, to grasp this concept so you really understand how your account works. There's a lot of moving parts. The great thing is just to have a working knowledge of it. Do you need to understand how every penny moves around? No. That's why we have a commissions department that does this for us. And that's one of the beautiful things about being an independent contractor, which means you have your own business, but you got all the great trappings and benefits of having a $25 billion corporation behind you that runs support and runs all the back office. It's a beautiful thing. Guys, any questions about this page before I advance? Okay, so guys, let's look at how your account actually works. So in this example here, and I'm going to pull up my little document. Hold on one second. I also want to pull up these. Okay, here we go. Let me make this a little smaller and slide it over here. All right, park it right next to it. Here we go. Get that and this. Here we go. Moving stuff around. So guys, here's the assumptions are $900 per policy or per transaction, 20 policies or transactions, however you want to use that, starting at 30% for 2 months, then 35 for the next 3, and then 40%. When you come in here and you are selling, basically you're selling $4,500 of premium per week, right? 5 transactions times 900 is 4,500 in sales. Do that each week. That's 18,000 in premium per month. Okay, we're just using four weeks per month. Your earnings are going to be 450 bucks that first month. Okay, you're going to be advanced $3,240, which means you have an account balance of $2,790. That's your advances minus your actual earnings. 3,240 minus 4,450 is 2,790 bucks. if you take your total earnings, excuse me, take your total balance and you divide that by your total earnings, you get what's called a debt to earnings ratio. Okay. How much debt you have with the company. And don't worry about the word debt, guys. I know people start to break out in sweats when they hear the word debt. That's okay. When people are in big business, they leverage themselves. They have debt for periods of time. It's okay. And trust me, if it gets out of hand, you will receive some phone calls and some emails. Okay. Leave that up to us. We have a watchful eye on that stuff. But if you take 2,790 in a balance divided by your 450 bucks of earnings, you get 6.2. Okay, guys, as long as this ratio is 7 or lower, that you're good. You're in good shape. That means that if this person didn't sell anything else, that in 6.2 months of this client, of these 5 clients paying their premium each month, it would pay that account down to 0 in 6.2 months, right? Because you're roughly getting 7.2 months of commissions up front, and one of them is already paid in, so you have 6.2 months still due. All right. Now you come back and again the next month you sell another 4,500 per week, 18,000. Your earnings are now twice that much because you have last month's earnings and this month's, or $900. Okay. Your account, you advance another 3,240 bucks. Your account balance is $5,130. If you divide that by the $900 earnings, your debt to earnings ratio is 5.7. Okay. Why? Because you've got 2 months being paid in here and another month here. You got 3 months of commissions that have been paid into your account. Okay. Month 3, you move up to a 35% contract. Okay. Right here, 35% for the next 3 months. All right. So now in month 3, 4, and 5, you're earning 35%. So when you sell that same, 900 per day, 4,500 per week, 18,000 for the month, your now earnings are $1,425. You're being advanced 3,780. Your account balance is 7,485. 7,485 divided by your earnings, 1,425, is 5.3. You see, it's a healthy account. It's paying itself down. The account balance is getting larger. 2,000, 5,000, 7,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11, 12. Peaks right here at around 12,555. Just like I showed you on the other thing where it peaked in month 8. And then right here in your account, debt to earnings ratio is only 2.9, but your commissions are continuing to rise. And so your advances rise, which makes your account get larger. But then right here in month 8, your commissions, see right here, where your earnings are 4,275, that's still less than what your advances are. So that means your account is still increasing. Starting in month 9, the earnings are now $4,875. Well, the advances were only 4,320. So your earnings are now have passed your advances, and your balance starts to decrease. Okay, here in month 9. Same thing in month 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And again, in a perfect world with 0 cancellations, an account's going to pay itself off in about 15 months. Of course, guys, we all know that we're going to have roughly 10% of our business cancel. That just is part of the deal, like it or not, which typically makes the accounts take a little longer than this to pay out, because now instead of getting the overflow with a cleared account in 15 months, you're still going to have a balance because some people have canceled, and those back end commissions are going to go to pay down your account. It'll take a few additional months. So pretty normal stuff. Guys, are there any questions? I know there was a lot of moving parts to what I just shared, but any questions about what's on your screen here? If anybody wants to have one-on-one chats about this, we definitely can. It's important to understand it. So guys, here's a couple strategies. You hear the term flip your account. And I want to let you guys know, flipping an account is not the most important thing in the world. Okay. It's definitely not important, not so important that you want to starve your business in order to flip your account. Okay. It's okay. An account's there to use as needed to grow your business. Of course, it's not there to take extra monies to pay your rent. That's what commissions are for. So If you want to get your bills paid, go to work. But sometimes there are unique circumstances. So these are strategies to help your account clear sooner, which means that you get more money coming into your checking account, which you have access to, and that you can slide over into your savings account or retirement accounts or do investments with or fun things like that. So number one is avoid any unnecessary charges, okay? Like special advances, taking advances on policies that don't feel solid. Like, guys, if you closed on someone and they said, hey, how long do I have to cancel? That's an indication that that policy has a really good, a higher chance of canceling. You may want to write on there, no advances when in the special note section, and just don't take advances on that one. Okay. And then if they cancel, you don't have a chargeback situation. Okay. Again, talk to your manager more about that when you don't want to take advances on every single policy. Okay. Number two is write quality business. Okay. Write business that's going to stick on the book. Sell people what they can afford. You got hourly employees. They probably don't need to be spending more than an hour a week of their income for insurance. So if somebody makes $15 per hour, then that would be 1 hour a week would be $15 times 4 weeks would be about $60. That's probably about where they should max out on their premium. If you sell them a $320, Mac package, it's going to cancel if they're making $15 an hour. So just be smart. Use the sales talk as it's written, guys. Don't meatball. Don't add stuff in. I know you think it sounds really good and you think, well, gosh, I don't want to just be inauthentic. Guys, you can be as authentic as anyone using that sales talk. You just have to know it well. Just think about your favorite movie that you've ever seen in your life. The actor in that movie, the actors, they knew their lines so doggone well. It looked like they were making it up as they went along and they were just having a normal everyday conversation. They weren't. They were reciting lines. You need to be that good. Okay. Maybe not Academy Award winning good, but you need to just know your lines and you need to use it, guys, because again, you will lose sales by talking yourself out of sales. People go over that buying line. And if you keep talking too much, they'll come back on the wrong side of that buying line and say they need to think about it because you talk too much. So just use the sales talk as it's written. I promise it works. Next thing is reservice your clients annually. I can't tell you how many veterans I've had in the last 12 months say, the best thing about this pandemic is it forced me to reservice my clients. I never did it. Man, I've had so many clients get so much more protection and refer me to so many more people. It's amazing. Matter of fact, we got a couple of the top 15, 20 agents in the company. 2 of them are in our group that sold almost exclusively last year reservicing clients. So again, if you're brand new, don't worry. You don't need to be reservicing clients that you don't have yet. So you'll get some. And when you do, you need to just reservice them. Plus people stay on the books when they know that their agent's still here and still cares about them. So call on them, do policy reviews, check in on them, see if they need anything else and get referrals from them. The last thing, guys, and something that lazy people don't do and lazy people lose business is send thank you cards. Okay, guys, if you appreciate somebody buying something from you that helps you pay your mortgage and helps you make your car payment and helps put food on your table, thank them for it. Our moms all taught us to do that when we were little kids. So be sure that you do it too. A little thank you card can go a long way, especially if they get it immediately. Like you should be doing those and not 2 weeks later. Guys, when people decide they're going to cancel, they usually decide it in the first couple of weeks. So, but if they get a nice handwritten thank you letter from you 3 days after they bought it, right there in that kind of thinking about it time, that's going to sway the tide your way more than the other way a lot of times. So guys, that's what I had to share with you today. Are there any questions about anything that we covered or anything else concerning accounts I can answer here? If you have a question, the chances are somebody else has it too. If you're not comfortable asking the question in a group, just call me when we get done. Actually, you can't call me right now because I got a weekly business review with Brian Glazinski. It's going to be short because he's in the field training Jeff, but Brian, I'll call you as soon as we get off. Anybody got any questions?
No, thank you. That was helpful.
Awesome, guys. Guys, the biggest thing,
thank you, man.
Yeah, guys, I'll go back here to the beginning. Where all this works though is it starts with these assumptions, and these assumptions are that if I can move that out of the way here real quick, that we go out and that we protect 900, we have at least 5 transactions per week, at least 20 per month, and that we average $900 a premium per. That's $4,500 of premium per week. So guys, let's make sure that's where it all starts. Let's make sure we're going out, we're protecting the families. Let's go out and be a blessing for somebody else. And guys, let's be a blessing like for someone like this family here, like Betsy Smith in Conway, Arkansas, who said, you know, I could not be more pleased with the way Family Heritage has handled my claim for cancer coverage. They've gone above and beyond in processing my claims each time I submitted billings, and even went so far as to advise me of additional benefits I could be paid for when I missed sending documentation for some treatments. They are certainly a caring and compassionate company. And that her agent, Betsy Smith's agent, was Marvin Delph, and she was paid $18,525. Marvin Delph, just so if you guys don't know, he won a national basketball championship back in the I believe it was the late 70s with University of Arkansas. So pretty cool little factoid for you. But guys, let's go out. There's a Betsy Smith in all of our territories out there, multiples actually. Let's go find them today. Let's go get them protected, because when they have that rendezvous with life down the road, they're going to be sure glad that they met you today. So we've all been so very blessed, guys. Go be a blessing for somebody. Thanks.